Miami Dolphins play preseason game number 1 this week.
Yes.
So we're there. We've achieved the promised land. Tyreek Hill, he achieved the promised land. He got a new contract this weekend. So everything has fallen into place.
Best football player in the world.
So says EA Sports.
Yep. Number 1 guy on the list, and I like the best person that touches grass in the world right now playing football. And I totally agree.
So who has to lead the Dolphins to a Super Bowl this year? Tyreek or Tua?
Tua.
Okay, good. I'm just saying, because you just said he's the best football player in the world.
He can have 2,200 yards and 32 touchdowns, and we could get beat if he has a down game. Tua has a down game. We're going to get beat.
So it's fallen into place, though. Like, this is set. Now the success expectations raise even higher. We've had this conversation since the Tua contract, and now you've got the Tyreek contract. And I mean, this has all fallen into place, and he wants to be here. And like, this is right there. This has to end in success. Again, we can figure out what exactly that means, success, whether it's an AFC title game, a Super Bowl win, one playoff win. I don't know, but there are expectations for this Dolphins team. There has to be. You can't have the number 1 player on Madden. You can't have one of the highest paid quarterbacks who statistically last season led a bunch of categories. Like, you can't have all this and not have massive expectations. And they should. And the question is, will they deliver?
The big dog in the league right now is Kansas City Chiefs, hands down. We know that. They have a top 10 defense. Ooh, we have a top 10 defense. They have an elite receiver, even though he's a tight end, and Travis Kelce, and some other good pieces. You know, they had Hardman, they have different guys. We have the best receiver in the world. They have Patrick Mahomes. We have Tua. He doesn't have to outplay Patrick Mahomes because that's hard. But he has to play up somewhere close to that level. They're built like a championship team if Tua plays well. That's what we're talking about. The hell with September, October, November. It's December and January where we're waiting to see what Tua does.
They have Andy Reid. We have Mike McDaniel. What's the gap there? What's the gap?
300 pounds. Oh, you were talking about. Oh, my bad. 2 decades of experience. He's not. He's good. He's not Andy Reid.
Like, where's the bigger gap? Mahomes to Tua, Reid to McDaniel.
Oh, Mahomes to Tua. Because
Mahomes to Tua.
Once McDaniel sees Andy Reid play, he can go draw that play up and teach it. There's things Patrick Mahomes does that Tua, God didn't make him. Yeah. He's not built to do that.
I don't know, though. Like, and it's not an indictment on Tua or Patrick Mahomes, but we're talking about maybe the second best head coach of my lifetime in the National Football League.
That's more of an indictment. That's more of an indictment of the coaches you've had to live through than how good a coach he is.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Andy Reid, right?
I thought you were talking about Mike McDaniel as the second best coach in Dolphins history in your lifetime.
Well, he might be. He actually might be.
I think he is.
Yeah, you could argue it.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying Jimmy Johnson?
Oh, since your lifetime. Yeah, Jimmy Wanstead would be the only arguments.
Yeah. But I'm saying Andy Reid, right behind Bill Belichick. That's the obvious one. I'm sure there's other guys we could argue for, but since 2020,
Mike Tomlin?
since
Mike
2000,
Mike Tomlin had a losing season in his life.
But Andy Reid has won now 3 Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs. He went to another Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, he has been very consistent, at least since the year 2000. I can't speak to before that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. He's a top 5 coach that probably in my lifetime.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. You couldn't name 5 better than him.
No. I'm arguing with Tomlin, and then
No, I mean, Tomlin's a fair argument.
I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Tomlin's a fair argument.
Tomlin was Pete Carroll. He had that run in Seattle. Like, that was some good coaches. But to your point, like, Andy Reid's y'all know I love Andy Reid. Andy Reid's a monster. McDaniel's a top. He's like Tua. He's top half. He's top 12. I can argue.
He's missing the success. He's missing.
You know, we should do this today. Do you know who the coaches are in the NFL? Because I was looking at a list. Like, I didn't. Who is the Seattle coach? You mentioned Pete Carroll.
Ooh, light-skinned black dude.
I don't know. Let me go to the judges. No, that's not a correct answer.
Is his last name McDaniels? Is that the guy that
I think it is something like that.
McDonald. I think he was the Vikings offensive coordinator.
Mike McDonald, and he's definitely white.
Mm-hmm.
He light skinned. He's real light skinned.
He is definitely light skinned.
He's white skinned.
Yeah, like, do you know all the coaches? Who's the Washington Commanders coach?
Dan Quinn.
Ah, very good.
Yeah. I love Dan, though.
Arizona Cardinals?
Not Cliff Kingsbury.
Not Dennis Green.
No, Dennis was not there.
You know, Solana?
No idea. And we talked about this. We talked about this like 2 weeks ago. We were talking about, like, who's the Cardinals head coach? And we brought up his name, but no idea.
Jonathan Gannon. It's fun. I'm just saying, it's preseason. We got the first game for the Dolphins this week, but we've got to get into mid-season form as well, because I don't know anybody. Like, it just takes me a while to ramp up, man.
I would know way more coaches than backup quarterbacks, though.
Yes. Backup quarterbacks, what did we do? Like, maybe 2 out of 32 last season?
That was our best year ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rough one. I think that's a rough one, even for, like, the super fans, no? Like, to know all the backup quarterbacks?
Adam Schefter. And I would love to see them do it. It'd be hard for them to do it without research.
Who do you think, speaking of backup quarterbacks, who do you think ends up being the Steelers' starting quarterback? Justin Fields or Russell Wilson?
I think Russ.
You think he's the starter at the end of the season?
No. I think they let him start because he's going to make less mistakes. He's going to say the right thing. He's going to do goofy interviews. And then they're going to lose a couple games, and then they're going to slowly get the big guy in on some run plays. They're going to have a dual quarterback, and then they're going to let Big Boy take over.
Better be Russell Wilson, because I didn't pick up Justin Fields in my keeper league. I dropped him. So
really?
Yeah, I had him with the 16th overall pick last year.
Have you seen what he was doing over the weekend? Like, dude, looks like throwing dimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dolphins game 1. We'll talk NFL. Ben Volen, who covers the NFL for the Boston Globe, he's going to join us this hour, and we can start talking NFL, all the hoo-ha. In fact, I'll ask you guys, I want to get headlines here from Solana, but later on in the show, I'll ask you, do we have any storylines to look at for Dolphins preseason game 1 on Friday? Solana's going to have to figure some out because he's doing a pregame show. But Crowder, you used to be on the pregame show. If I said to you, what's a storyline that we need to watch? I don't know if a single starter plays. In the Hall of Fame game, Bears did not play a single starter, so I don't know. We'll talk about that later. So start thinking about that. Let's get headlines. Start out today's show with Alejandro Solana wearing a good-looking Olympics hat. I like that.
Yeah, I bought this. It was on sale. Instagram 2 a.m. purchase, obviously.
Love that.
But New Era Olympics hat. Figured
it's a good-looking hat.
U.S. had a good weekend in the Olympics. They continued with some good stuff today as well. Figured I'd rep Team USA, baby.
I have to tell, listen, because we're the first to jump on him. He's got a good look today. That's his look. He's got like a cream-colored hoodie and the USA hat, which is also cream-colored. That he's got a good look rocking today. I'll call it.
Wool jacket in August?
It looks good. He's wearing a hoodie. That's what we do in South Florida. No, we work inside. People wear hoodies all the time. There's no
let me see the pants though, Hog. You put there's one more piece of this outfit.
Yeah.
He got on black drawers.
Hey, looks good. That's a good look for him. He's got a good look rocking right now. I'll tell you when he doesn't, but he's got a good look rocking right now.
It is funny. Crowder, Hawk's been telling us for years about these bird dogs. So it's basically like shorts or cargo shorts with built-in underwear. So you don't put on like boxer briefs or whatever it is you wear.
Pull your bird dogs on.
You just put on bird dogs. And I did buy a pair. These are like Lululemon or Aloe something, but it's bird dogs. It has the built-in underwear.
You didn't buy a pair.
It was gifted to me.
Your fiance, who knows what time it is, bought them for you. And
bro, I got to tell you, and it's funny.
Change the game.
Change the game. I've never been more liberated. And today happens to be National Underwear Day.
Oh.
And I'm not wearing underwear, which is
it's bizarre. A delight, isn't it? Because you are wearing underwear. You just didn't have to put them on separately.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Did anyone see that pole vaulter's penis, by the way?
I like the meme that says, this made him lose. He said, no, he won.
They literally should have a medal ceremony where they just hang a big phallus around his neck, because that guy, in my opinion, is the most decorated Olympian in history.
That he won.
That guy has a salami. At some point, doesn't the pole vaulting coach have to say, listen, there's a lot of sports you're going to excel at. Your penis is too big for pole vaulting. This is a sport on millimeters. It's just too big. You got to find something else.
It's kind of like the running backs with dreads. That dreads are a part of your uniform. Like that's part of his uniform. But
I mean, it cost him a medal.
He should have laid it down the leg or something. Adjusted.
He should have had 6 or 7 pair of underwear on, bringing that thing to a normal, protrusion.
Quick ice bath right before his pole vault, right? To just kind of help
it up.
Yeah. Convert to Judaism. Do anything.
It goes that way.
I think the moment you convert, it gets small. I'm pretty sure.
I thought you were born into that.
No, but I think once you convert,
Is he now second most famous penis ever?
In the Olympics or ever?
Ever. Because we all know who number 1 is, right?
Don't send that picture to our text line.
Oh, that guy? Because I was thinking of John Wayne Bobbitt, the guy who got it cut off.
Hey, they went on Oprah, right? The lady that cut it off went on Oprah.
The offensive lineman that is good. He's fell out running the 40.
Oh, what about the offensive lineman that brought the Whizzinator to his P test?
The running back, yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Weird conversation here.
That pole vaulter had a Whizzinator Plus in his shorts.
Oh man, these bird dogs though. If you get a little streaky, now your whole outfit is dirty, not just your drawers.
Well, keep yourself clean.
But sometimes, you sweat.
No, sometimes no. No, keep yourself clean. No.
All your drawers are clean your whole life.
No, but I've made an effort as I've gotten older to say, hey, I should be clean. When I was 8, I didn't care much.
Sometimes you're running, you're at Disney, you're sweating, you're back and forth, single ply.
That's, you take a bathroom break at that point and you straighten up. Dab.
I'm trying to take my drawers off.
Bird dogs. Those are legit.
Then you can't take your drawers off. Then your drawers are stuck on you.
That is true.
See?
But again, it's liberate. Like, it really is. Hawk, I gave you a lot of grief about this a couple years ago. You were right, man. You really were.
The swim trunks got that little net in them.
Right. And people go, oh, it's not going to feel right walking around all day or whatever. But they're not netting. Like, they're underwear. Yeah. Like, I'm just telling you, these bird dogs, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
All right, these headlines are driven by the new Palmetto Ford.
Happy National Underwear Day, everybody.
Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford, we know trucks. I'll start with Tyreek Hill because I think that was the big story over the weekend. So this is actually a restructure. He doesn't get any more years added on. He'll still be here through the 2026 season, which is what his original contract had him here for. But he's going to get $90 million over the next 3 years. He gets $65 million guaranteed. And when you add the $65 million guaranteed he's getting now and the guaranteed money he got with the original contract he signed with the Dolphins when traded from Kansas City, it makes him, over the last 4 years, the most fully guaranteed money ever given to a wide receiver in the NFL.
Well deserved.
Got to give props to Drew Rosenhaus, too.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Drew on with Joe Rose this morning, and he had some interesting comments regarding Tyreek Hill and how he'll be remembered as far as like the Dolphins greats. I'll get to it later. I have it, written down to get to, but basically he said Tyreek Hill is going to go down as the second greatest Miami Dolphins player of all time when it's all said and done, behind Dan Marino. And, dependent on what this Dolphins team does, what this core does, perhaps could eclipse Dan Marino as the
flirt
greatest
with 2,000 yards receiving for 5 seasons in a row. You'll be in that conversation.
Even with the OGs, with the Larry Littles and the White Stevensons, all the first back, Jason Taylors, all
I'm
those
saying
guys?
flirt with 2,000 for 5 seasons in a row. Eclipse it,
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer right now, though.
Yep.
Easy.
Is he better than JT already? It cuts me because that's my buddy, but I think I'm biased.
You mean as a Dolphin?
Yes.
No, JT won Defensive Player of the Year. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Career-wise, though, I think he is. Not to disrespect Jason Taylor, but
you think he's better career-wise as a receiver?
Has Tyreek Hill, maybe I'm wrong, but has Tyreek Hill been better at his craft already over the length of his career than Jason Taylor was at his position over the length of his career?
I don't think so. I'd have to look at the stats. I don't think so. My first inclination is to say no, but I guess I'd have to look at the stats.
Yeah. Easily had more team success because we knew what the Dolphins did every year. They didn't have an offense. They would do well and get whooped in the playoffs. But, like you said, we'd have to go to numbers because it's close, though. I'm not going to lie. It's close.
Yeah. And it feels weird saying that. Like, JT is my favorite Dolphin, him, Zach Thomas, and, of course, Channing Crowder. But, hey, your boy, by the way, Tim Bowens, he's going to be in the Dolphins Ring of Honor. They announced it today. He spoke to the media today as well. ZT introduced him at the facility.
Really?
Yeah.
28th member of the Ring of Honor. He will be inducted during halftime of the game on October 27th.
He is a door. You talk about big humans. He's like you talking about Brian McKinney.
Yeah,
Brian McKinney might have him by a couple inches, but he's just as thick. He is an
immovable force.
Oh my goodness gracious!